All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Live video starting. Welcome to...
that might have been the best.
Gavin and Aaron Show presents the Red and the Blue Soccer Chat. Brought to you live here at Chatham Tap Fishers. Ladies and gentlemen.
You should be here.
You should be here. All of you Blues fans that are hitting us up on Instagram, you need to be here on Wednesday nights. All of you Red Devils, you should be here on Wednesday nights too, because you can be featured on the Red and the Blue Soccer Chat. My friend, my God, I'm telling you, I'm getting all kinds of updates. Is the Irvin and Aaron Show, are we live? Looks like we're live on the YouTubes.
Oh, we might be live on the YouTubes as well. I just got a notification.
A notification. Oh, yes, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let me check the volume to make sure that we are good to go.
Smiling faces on the tubes, baby.
Yeah, we are good to go, ladies and gentlemen.
The bookage.
All right, my friend. I love our intro song. I really do. But I love the harmonious tones of your voice, my friend. It's so good to be back here. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
It's just so good.
Welcome back after the international break and my vacation, which was also an international break.
International break. So there you go, man. There you go. You know, all we did, me and Mrs. Blue, all we got to do, which was...
Mrs. Blue?
Mrs. Blue. Yeah. Stop it.
Good for you.
Stop it. My God.
And that's how the show's going to go tonight, folks.
What we got to do, what me and Mrs. Chelsea Blue got to do, there you go, was we got to take in, a little American football match.
Nice.
Yes, that was good in Columbus, Ohio. Go Bucks. And
who'd they play?
I know I felt bad. They played Grambling State. And
No, that's fine.
HBCU. I mean, I was like,
wait.
But the halftime show was incredible.
Well,
it was
absolutely
incredible.
Of course, because I think I saw in the build-up both bands played at halftime.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I mean, first off, if you've never seen Ohio State's band and the designs they do and all that stuff, it's amazing. There's tons of YouTube videos.
Yep.
But man, the HBCU bands bring it. They absolutely bring it. So that would have been a really, really good time. Grambling used to have he was a famous coach.
Eddie Robinson.
And ended up at USC for a minute, didn't he?
Oh, I think he actually started out.
Did he start at USC and then went to Grambling?
Then went to Grambling and then finished his career there.
I knew it was a big thing for him to have gone there. So that would make more sense that he'd had the pedigree of USC and then ended up at Grambling. So I'd like to see more of that.
Yes.
I thought Dion left a little early and he could have done a bit more.
Probably.
But I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to see a lot of these guys who have some ties, some history of that local area bring it up, because there's absolutely no reason that the HBCUs shouldn't be football powerhouses and basketball powerhouses.
Exactly.
That comes across as a stereotype, but the reality is, these schools could be taking advantage of it, saying not only are you going to be great athletes and we're giving you a good education, but you're going to be at a heritage school.
Yes.
And I think that is huge. So.
And you're learning actual American history. Oh, no, did I say that out loud? My fault. Oh, wow. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
So you're saying the 1619 project is allowed to be taught at that school, and CRT is allowed to be taught?
So, ladies and gentlemen,
if you're a graduate student,
let's talk about your vacation, my friend.
How about that?
What happened with you?
We went to Southwestern Ireland and then to Edinburgh. Yeah. It was kind of like two completely different trips. Southwest Ireland, very remote, a lot of driving around, small towns, tiny roads,
nice,
local pubs, things of that nature. We got to see. There's a phenomenon called dark skies, which just doesn't do justice to what it is. There are, I think, 25 or so sites in the world that are designated dark skies sites. And what it really means is you're far enough away from artificial light, significant artificial light.
Wow, so you're country dark.
Yeah, absolutely country dark.
Okay.
And then the region we were in, in southwestern Ireland is one of the only 3 gold star rated dark skies areas in the world, and the only one in the northern hemisphere.
Oh, wow.
So it basically means when you go out to the countryside, it is absolutely pitch black. And when you look up, you can literally see the Milky Way, constellations clear as day, like you're looking at them in a picture.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Just phenomenal. And it's there's no way to describe it because, if a camera phone just can't capture what you're looking at, it doesn't see it. It's like when you try to take a picture of the moon, you're like, oh, look, a white dot. This doesn't work. But we were legitimately looking up at the sky, holding one another, crying, just thinking about the beauty of the universe and our role in it and all that jazz. It was absolutely amazing. We just met tremendous people. We met a billionaire who did not look like a billionaire.
Well, that's what they're supposed to be, right? I mean,
He was given the keys to London, got to walk his sheep across the bridge while he was in London. Everybody in the bar was like, seriously, this guy's for real. And we didn't believe it until a couple of days later, and another guy was like, oh, yeah, and sent us the article. And here's this guy in full English morning, tux, top hat with his sheep, and like hundreds of people from this tiny little area called Carsevine in the southwest of Ireland.
Wow.
It was incredible. And then Edinburgh, truly on par, in my opinion, as one of the world's, just major global cities. The history, the view from our hotel, we could see the castle.
Oh, man, come on.
We went to the witchery, which is connected to the castle, and it's where they put witches to death.
Yep.
But the dinner was good, so that was nice. Just honestly, I could go on for days talking about what we did, but I highly recommend, if you don't know us, travel. You got to travel. You got to travel to see the world, to learn about everybody else. I believe travel and footy go hand in hand because
yes, 100%.
You experience
100%.
people from different places. You learn about one another, and the only way to grow closer and learn and overcome some of the crazy shit that we're dealing with in the world is to recognize that somebody from Tehran, somebody from Tokyo, somebody from Terre Haute, by and large want the same things in life, and that is to just be able to get up, go to work, and provide for their families and enjoy life. So that's a tangent. I had a good vacation.
That's awesome,
and
man.
I'm happy to be back after the international break, after the United States. Man, we'll get into it later, but seeing the results of that first game did not raise a lot of hope for what we got, but I'm sorry. I guess it was South Korea. Second one was against Japan. So we came around.
Back.
We'll see.
We bounced back.
We'll see. We'll get to that later. But to start with,
we love you, Chelsea.
And that is for the
absolutely
the drunk chavs in the back. I want to ask
because we've been here since 3 p.m.
There you go. I want to ask you, you came back, and your first match back was away to Brentford. Not an easy game to play.
No.
And as I said in the write-up, I think, Chelsea they've gotten the points so far this season.
Yes.
But I wouldn't say the performances are as strong as they would like them to be, when at times last season they had some good matches, long stretches of good play, but weren't getting the points. Which do you prefer? I think I know. And
sure.
I'll ask the gotcha question in a little bit. But for right now, what do you like and what do you not like about what you're seeing with Chelsea?
Yeah, I think to answer your first question, yes, definitely. I'll take this. I'll take
of course, you take the points.
Getting the points, yes. I mean, guys, here's the thing. The season literally has just started. We did what we had to do against West Ham.
Yes.
It was the first game was a draw at Palace. We did what we had to do. I'm sorry. No. West Ham was the first game.
No, Palace was the first game.
See, this is what happens and I'm covering up what it is, but you guys
It's
understand.
a long drink.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. Now we're not going to get paid. Anyway.
Why? They want to know.
Yeah, they do. They do. But,
Billy, make it happen.
Billy Bradley, help us out. But, yeah, no, 0-0 against Palace, I think that's a great start because Palace had come into the season on an incredible wave, right? I mean, you had just
absolutely.
got through. Yeah, you did the thing you needed to do against Arsenal to get the cup. You did great.
Yeah. And they did really what they do well against you. I mean, they played the way they needed to play.
Yeah.
To get the result. And, nobody loves a 0-0, I suppose. But
No. And this is where I'll stop you, because actually I love the way we played, because we played hard enough. You knew these guys were tired. Mm-hmm. You knew they were gassed because this summer, right?
Right.
And so they played hard enough to make it a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, and took some chances. I mean, let's face it. Well, was it 0-0? Now I gotta check myself, because they had actually scored, and then it got called back for the guy being invading the wall. The rule that nobody actually knew about, which what I found funny about that was it should have happened right away. I mean, you're not allowed to even be in the wall anymore. You have to be a yard in front or a yard behind, which being behind would do you no good.
Yep.
But you have to be a yard away from the wall. So the notion of making contact, I mean, everybody's like, well, I used to see that happen all the time. You did used to see it happen all the time, and that's why they stopped it.
Yes.
Because if I'm allowed to just shove you out of the way and create a hole in the wall, that seems silly. Because if I just walked out on the field, in the middle of the field, you've got the ball, and I go, nah, screw you, Evan.
Done.
That's a foul.
Yes.
So it should be a foul in the wall. So never mind the whole, you're within a yard of it. Let's get to Chelsea stats here to double check.
So August was nice for us. We picked up the points we needed to. Mm-hmm. Coming into September, yes, the Brentford match. Here's the thing that I want to say. Chelsea played incredibly well until about the 86th minute. Caicedo scored in the 85th.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they are so young that they thought it was done. And then in the 93rd minute, Carvalho said, no, I don't think so. Well, and it tied it up. And once again, not taking anything away from Brentford, I think that this is just these growing pains that young teams have.
Well, I'm not going to be bitter. I have my own thoughts about whether Garnacho needed to leave Manchester United or not, but he came on, and he was a bright spark. He immediately came on. He ran at people.
Yes.
He still has some of the same issues. He plays a lot of blind balls.
Yep.
But if you get used to playing with a guy like that, you know what positions to be in. He got to the byline. He cut things back. Caicedo's goal came directly from that. But as you said, he's still young, and he was also, caught out and responsible for the goal that Brentford did score because his defensive instincts aren't quite there. And he doesn't need to be a great defender. He just needs to be touch tight on his man.
Yes.
And even a little bit would have probably put that guy off and maybe not acceptable. But I'm not going to diss him. I actually think Garnacho could be very good and helpful for Chelsea this season.
I hope so. And that's a good transition into what we saw today in the Champions League match. Because when Garnacho got on the pitch, it was interesting because the energy level rose. And I was like, okay. And we actually had a chance, and Cole Palmer was offside to make it 3-2.
Unfortunate.
And, it's just one of those things.
It's a skosh.
I don't like, and guys, listen, this is the thing. I usually follow suit with what a lot of, the majority, and that could be 51 to 99%, right? Mm-hmm. The majority of pundits say about Chelsea. Mm-hmm. Right now they're saying, we expected more out of Chelsea. No, stop. Because I think Maresca said what he needed to say in order to get his team to a point to where they believe in themselves. Mm-hmm. And I think this was a real test. First of all, Bayern Munich, I don't care what anybody says, and this is why I wore my, fucking Borussia Dortmund hat, because the Bundesliga, it is I even hesitate to say it's a close second to the EPL. I think the Bundesliga has put themselves in a spot to where you see all of these trades happening between the two leagues to where they are like the legitimate, and I'm not even saying stepbrother, I'm saying they are legitimate League Two. Like to where they can be like, look, these guys will play at an exceptional level at the EPL. Mm-hmm. And what I'm thinking is this. Is that when you play a Bayern Munich, you had better prepare like you're playing a Liverpool. like you're playing
Oh,
an
yeah,
Arsenal.
absolutely.
Like, because these guys are really, really good, and they don't literally.
A lot of these guys have made the transition. I mean, Florian Wirtz is betting in at Liverpool. I mean, he's running the show quite a bit today. They're
don't
not
retool.
struggling. No.
They don't retool. They reload.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Yep.
Oh, right, Shelbs? Yes. Yeah. Hey, there it is. There it is. There it is. The sass that we love. The Shelbs.
The Shelbs.
Yay.
So I largely agree. I honestly 3-1 away to Bayern Munich early in the group stages of the Champions League. I don't think you have a lot to be concerned of. I mean, obviously you want as good a result as you can possibly get.
Right.
But I will say this, and this is, we've kind of touched on it previously a little bit earlier, and I want to ask your opinion. Mm-hmm. At times it seems as if Chelsea are a bit over-reliant on Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
And I want to say Cole Palmer is on the verge of being world-class. Some people might say he already is. I think you have to I think you got to build it up a little bit. But, I mean, his quality, what he brings, the dynamism. I mean, the second goal that, got ruled out was the coolest, calmest finish you could have possibly asked for. I mean, he's absolutely brilliant. If Cole Palmer suffers an ankle injury and is out for 2 to 3 months, what does that do to your league chances, and what does that do to your Champions League and other cup chances? Because I think there's a difference there.
Yes, I think Champions League. I think that puts us at the. I think it puts us at the bottom of the table, because I think that we want to compete. We want to compete well in the EPL. And I think that we've shown that. This is Cole Palmer's first full game back.
Right.
We subbed him in, and that was fine. But this is first full game back. I think that with Cole Palmer, I think that the more effective way to go for Chelsea is to continue to feed the people around him, take the pressure off, and then that way he can settle into who he is as far as Cole Palmer, the distributor, the creator, and you know what? The scorer. He can score goals. We know that. But he can also distribute the ball to score goals, and he can also help create it.
His number of goal involvements is the key. Whether he scores 10, sets up 20, scores 20, sets up 10. It doesn't matter. 30 goals get scored.
Right.
Real quick, folks, we are at
we are. We're
sort of at halftime.
We're at halftime.
So, as always, big shout out to Chatham Tap for letting us host here. They will be open at 7 o'clock on Saturday for the Liverpool derby across the park. Well, I don't actually know where Everton's new stadium is. Breakfast beginning at 10 o'clock will run till 2. Try the new breakfast burrito and poutine. Oh, breakfast pizza. Breakfast pizza.
Yes.
And poutine.
Poutine.
Sunday opening at 10. I believe there's a women's rugby match. Is that what we're going for? I think a women's rugby match. Not opening for the 9 o'clock games because screw those teams. And then
but Saturday at 12:30, ladies and gentlemen,
the big game. Saturday, the 25-26 season Red and Blue Soccer Chat Derby watch party. It's gonna be a little bit different this year. We're not gonna be in the back room. We're not gonna be kind of isolated and everything. Also, we're not going to just do the live stream the entire time. There's a lot of dead space for that. So we're going to give it a new trial. We're going to get here before the game. We're going to try to get some fan interviews, get people's takes. I'm sure Don will be on hand to give his take. Josh, our local Mank, may be on hand. Anybody else who wants to weigh in with their opinions, we'll give our thoughts on the pregame, especially once we have the lineup. Where are you going to be, baby? Yeah, Io, we need you out, buddy. We'll give our thoughts once we have the lineups in. We'll give our halftime thoughts, and then we'll do a post-game post-mortem. Hopefully that is not me.
Post-mortem.
Hopefully that is not me crying.
Stop it. The best deal would be a 3-3 draw. How's that? 3-3 draw. That'd be good. Yeah. I'm just saying.
So the best thing that could happen would be Manchester United winning 5-0. And half of Chelsea's team either being sent off or hurt.
Wow. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, cheers. Slainty.
Our fandom is slightly different. No, when they're not playing us, I've got a soft spot for Chelsea now because of you. Obviously, I've had my rivalry with them in the past. Probably never going to cheer for them.
But you you some Fat Frank.
Well,
Lampard,
you know what? There have been some
Hazard,
tremendous players through the history of Chelsea. I do love me some Eden Hazard and Didier Drogba. And I do have
with Wayne Rooney.
I do have a lot of respect for what's being put on the field for Chelsea right now. I think they've got a foundation that they can build on. We'll see where they go. I think they probably still need to add a couple other world-class players around.
Sure.
Arsenal women's match. So
yes.
So the guys are coming in for that.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
I will give them
right
credit.
There.
The Arsenal fans are straight up Arsenal fans. They are coming in for the Arsenal women's match.
Yes.
We'll try to get a little info as to who they're playing on that. But Arsenal do have a good women's team. So congrats to those guys for coming in.
Is Claire becoming our intern? Oh, my God. She's looking it up. While she's looking that up. My guy. All right. So I'm going to start off with a question for you.
All right.
You have talked a lot about fandom.
Yeah.
Okay. And I got to be honest. I also have grown a soft spot in my heart.
I would say I'm going to open at 9:45
Oh.
because the match
Okay.
starts at 9:50.
Oh.
Okay.
And it's Arsenal versus Man U.
Oh,
interesting. We've done well so far, so this could be a good match.
Okay,
I don't know if I'll be here for that, but I might. We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens at
the Derby.
Well, the Derby, and then I've got a concert to go to on Saturday night, so God knows what shape I'm going to be in on Sunday morning.
So here's what I want to say. The question I have for you, like I said, fandom.
Is it hard to be a fan of Manchester United right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's two-part. Is it hard to be a fan? And also, what can you take away from the Derby that just happened this past weekend?
As a positive?
Yes.
That Kabi Mainu needs to be on the field.
Yes. 100%. I'm glad you said that.
He came on, had an immediate impact, was absolutely, dominant in his position. Ruben has said he is not going to change. They're going to have to fire him before he changes his system. And to a certain extent, I have some respect for that. I don't agree with it. I think you have to have some flexibility as a manager and recognize what you've got available to you and make adjustments. And I would say it's a fair criticism that his in-game adjustments just haven't been good enough overall. But I will say this. He's watched several good managers before him compromise their systems, and they all got fired. So he's going to say, come hell or high water, I'm sticking with this system. If you're going to fire me, you're going to fire me. But it's not going to be because I did something that I didn't want to do. That being said, he's obviously not going to be fired before Saturday's game.
No.
So the system is going to be the same. That leaves one thing, and that is you've got to put different personnel in positions that the people who have previously been there have not performed at a high enough level to allow that. Bruno is not a holding midfielder. He has little to no defensive instinct. It's just not him. I'm not making excuses, but I'm going to say if you're picking your five-a-side team, you don't pick Bruno and go, hey, man, play at the back. This guy's job is to create, and he needs to be in one of those 2-10 roles, and especially if Mason Mount and Cunha are hurt right now, then you play him and Mbumo, him and Ahmad. I'm not sure what Ahmad's best position is, especially in this system. But look, Bruno is United's best player and has been for years. And he's arguably the most productive attacking midfielder in Europe over the last 5 years.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He's played more. His stats bear it out. You can say he's petulant and throws his hands up in the air and all that shit.
But that's him.
But he's a competitor, and he wants to make this team good. But him at the base of a midfield 2 with a guy in front of him, that's not his position. Do you want to get the best out of Bruno? You push him forward in one of those 10 spots, even though it's still not a system that suits him, but you give him some freedom. You put Kabi in that role. And look, here's the deal. Bruno's going to drop deep every once in a while.
Sure.
That allows Kabi to get forward.
Sure.
Okay? Ugarte or Kaza, whoever you're going to have there. Ugarte, I really, really want to like the guy, but he has really reverted back. He struggled a little bit when he first came in and then finally got the hang of it. And you saw, okay, guy's spraying some 60-yard passes. His work rate's nice.
Yep.
He's winning some stuff. His positioning in the last few games has really, really been terrible. Him and Bruno got caught square multiple times against City. I mean, one pass taking out 2 of your defensive midfielders should not happen.
Sure.
And even with Kaz's bad legs, he's not going to allow that to happen. He's going to have dropped himself into a better position than either Ugarte or Bruno take up. I think Kabi is a true box-to-box midfielder. He's not a holding guy. He's not an attacker. He's an all-around player.
Sure.
He plays on the half turn. He receives that ball, and he wants to play the ball into channels.
Okay.
He wants to carry and beat guys. I mean, you've got a Bruno. You've got a Kabi. You got to figure out how to put your best players on the field no matter what your system is. And I get it. You've shoehorned Bruno into this spot because you bought a whole bunch of tins during the summer. Right? And Mbumo and Cunha are not out-and-out strikers. You've got Xerxes. You've got Mount. You've got Bruno. You got to figure out where to put these guys in. So you're saying, I bought these guys, so I'm going to play Cunha and Mbumo or Mason Mount because he's looked good when he's been healthy lately. So I got to have Bruno on the field. So you put him in that position. It just doesn't suit him. I think you've got to work with your personnel. You've got to say, Sesko's got to stay on. I know he didn't look great against City. And he's really not demonstrated what he can do, and maybe part of that is he's used to playing in a 2 rather than as a lone striker.
Okay.
But regardless, he needs to be on the field. Bye, Jack. Bye, Jack. You've got to just put players on the field and give them minutes and get them repetition. I disagree with the back 3, but he's obviously not going to change that. I love Luke Shaw. But I think it's just time to say our back 3 is De Ligt, Yoro, and Harry Maguire, maybe Mazraoui.
Okay.
Lisandro Martinez should be back in October. I would like to see an experiment. If we're going to stick with this, I guess we're calling it a 3-4-3, but it's really a 3-2-2. 2-1. I don't know.
Something
it's
like
weird. I think we could experiment with De Ligt or Lisandro Martinez as one of the base of the midfield.
Okay.
I think they've got the ability on the ball because look, you're not expecting one of those guys to be your playmaker. You're expecting them to win the ball, have the work rate, and do what needs to be done. De Ligt has it. Martinez has even more game on the ball. I mean, his play out of the back is exceptional, but he's also legit great in a back 3. So we'll see how that works. My main point is, I'm going to go back to it. We have good players.
Sure,
if
absolutely,
the team
100%.
name was not at the top of the list and you just listed our players next to other
you
players,
guys are good to go.
We're fine.
Yeah.
When the ball gets rolled out on the field and they're playing that system, either the system doesn't work or the players in the system don't work. Well, he's not going to change the system. You got to change the players.
So
that's all I got to say.
Let me ask this. Do you think there need to be 4 in the back? Because if you add Luke Shaw to the 3 you mentioned, if you add Luke Shaw to that, I think that is a solid back 4. And I think, you know what, once again, in people who may see this in, I don't know, a year or 2 across the pond, this is something that is popular here in the United States. We say defense wins championships.
Well, and Jose Mourinho says defense wins championships.
There you go.
And the man's got plenty of them.
He's got plenty of them.
So there's an argument to be made for it. And, I mean...
We saw that with Liverpool today, right?
I mean, get what Ruben...
saw that.
No, I won't agree with that.
Okay.
Sorry. I don't think Liverpool have a solid defensive foundation.
Okay.
They are much like the mid-'90s Man U teams. If you score 3, we're going to score 4.
Okay.
And they've got the ability to do it.
But you know what I'm saying. Like,
I do.
think that if Man U plays, yes.
I think you've got a true right back in Nasser Mazraoui. I think Delo does very well in that position.
Yep.
Luke Shaw does very well as a true out-and-out left back. He no longer has the legs to be the left wing back. The question is, if you switch to a 4, Dorgu does not work. You have to make a decision between Mazraoui and Delo. We don't have true wingers in the classic sense. So, I mean, we've put ourselves in a position. We're married to a system, and Ruben has shipped out players that have more versatility in favor of this system. And now you're left with guys who, Dorgu can do one thing for you, and he doesn't do it all that well yet. No, and I'll give him a break because he's young. He's young. But if he isn't spending at least 2 hours a day in individual coaching sessions where guys are showing him different scenarios, and this is where you need to be cutting the ball back to. This is where you need to be picking your head up.
Good point.
Do you go to the byline? Do you go to the 18 for your cutback? What are you looking at? Somebody needs to be working with him on that.
Yeah.
Delote, he's got all of it, but you ask him to do something different in just about every game. I mean, I don't even know where I would begin. If you made me manager of this team tomorrow, I have no idea where I would start.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I really don't.
You know what? And here's the thing. I think that Man U is at a spot to where Amram's going to have to make a decision. And it sounds like he already has. He said, look, it's going to be my way or the highway.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing, I think, for a manager. And honestly, I
Agreed.
really do. 100% from my heart. I hope that he is absolutely 100% right. Because you've got the players.
Yeah.
You've got the players to do it. I think that if he just sticks with his system, he'll be okay.
Yeah, I don't know the guy, and the players seem to.
You told me you went on vacation with him. That's bullshit, man.
Right,
What the hell?
Right. Absolutely. We went to Faro in the south of Portugal.
Ibiza.
Yeah.
Ibiza.
Yeah, we did.
Ibiza.
We saw an awesome Donald Glaude set at one of the clubs on the beach there. It was really excellent. I highly recommend it.
Hey, there you go.
I met a girl named Molly. Just saying. Yeah, I mean, Ruben at some point is going to have to make some sort of change, and if it's not going to be with his system, then it's got to be with the personnel. So
I agree.
I think that's where we are.
All right, ladies and
I
gentlemen,
think we are
let's go
to
ahead.
the.
Yep. There it is.
So we'll give that brief one.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That was quick.
So I was overseas for both of those international matches, and all I saw was the result of the South Korea match, and the only highlight they were showing overseas was Mauricio Pochettino hugging Son Heung-min at the end of the match, which
Yes.
I get it. They've got a history, and I don't care about that. I really don't.
No.
What I do care about is that we had yet again another limp performance when we've got less than a year before the World Cup, and then we turned around and did win against Japan 2-0. Same scoreline we got beat by, but let's face it, Japan rolled out a B, maybe C team. It was nice that Flo scored. Alejandro Garnacho made a name for himself. Captain America showed up and played a very, very good game.
There you go.
But, I mean, we are way, way too close to things to not know who our starting 11 is.
I think.
Never mind the 25 going to the World Cup. And we've got a rumored friendly with Portugal coming up in, I think, January. It's going to be like a tune-up for the World Cup.
Okay.
I know everybody's going to want to see Cristiano, but
There's no way he plays that match.
he might.
Yeah.
He might. It depends. Here's the thing. He's like Rooney. There's a game to be played.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, there's a game to be played.
I'll trust you on
I'm going to show up for it.
I'll trust
By
you
and
on
large,
that.
he does. He does manage himself a little bit better. He's, 38, 39 years old.
Sure.
But my point is, if we go into that match and are not competitive, and I get it. Look, folks, Portugal are up there. They're European champions. Have gone deep into tournaments recently, and they are going to play their ass off to give Cristiano one last opportunity, regardless of how many minutes he plays, whether he starts, yada yada.
Right.
But if we aren't competitive in that match 6 months before the World Cup, then I'm going to say this right now.
Oh my. Okay.
If by that point we haven't sorted out the majority of the team that's going to be playing in the World Cup and we get embarrassed on home soil,
Okay.
we will join South Africa and Qatar as the only host nations to not get out of the group stage.
Okay, so
and I'll say that right now,
I accept that.
based on what I've seen in the last few months and what's going on. And I want to give Pac
sure.
I like him, but it's pretty obvious who the fuck our best players are.
Right.
And if we can't get them on the field playing a system that maximizes the best of Weston McKennie, Tim Weah, Christian Pulisic, all these guys, if we can't do that, then we're going to get embarrassed on home soil.
You know what? Here's the thing. I 100% agree with that. However, as the glass half full guy, I will say this. It's only been a year and a half. And and I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. With the mediocre performances that the USA men's team have had, a year and a half to try and turn that thing around, you know as well as I do, trying to make something happen from, where we were to where we are now, that's like turning the Titanic, man. And it's not going to happen quick. And the problem is that if it does happen quick, then that person soars to the top of the list.
Sure.
Like they're like, oh yeah, we're going to keep blah, blah, blah. But if you are actually building something, which I think Pochettino is doing, if you're really building something, it's going to take time. And we just have to be patient.
We don't have time.
I know. But
the World Cup is in June.
Dude, I get it.
You don't get to be like, oh, I need this season to get there. No.
I get it. I 100% get it. I think that he is a manager that has so much up his sleeve.
I hope.
And I think he does. I think he's got so much up his sleeve that it's like, look, you guys remember what I did with Chelsea. Fucking getting them into, getting them into the fucking Champions League.
Glass completely full.
I'm just saying, look at what I did. And so I think that this is a process. I think that these next 3 to 6 months, I hope in my heart, as an American, I hope in my heart these next 3 to 6 months are kind of the pivot point for us, right? Where we are actually like, okay, look, this is going to be USA Soccer. This is who we're going to be. This is the system that we're playing with. And now, damn it, we've got to be able to stick with it. And I think that those players that have experience, the Pulisics, the McKinneys, those guys, the Weahs, those guys are going to be like, oh, this is the way we need to go. And I think the more reps that they have with the team,
so
the better they'll be.
There are 2 international breaks coming up in October and November, and we've got Ecuador and Australia and Paraguay, Uruguay.
I'm going to say right now, 12 goals to 4 goals. We will score 12 goals.
I hope, but these are truly some of the last matches we have to be like, first off, if Pac doesn't know 15 of his 25 guys at this point, maybe even more, then I don't know what to say. And obviously guys not being available, guys choosing to not be available for the Gold Cup and some of the stuff during the summer was problematic.
Yes.
And obviously we've got, we've seen Diego Luna, we've seen Luca de la Torre, we've seen Flo Balogun and Alejandro Zendejas make a case for themselves. I'm cool with that. I really am. But nobody expects any of those 4 guys to start.
No.
Okay? So we need at least 4 games in, I'm guessing, so that's 4 games before the end of the year. Portugal, and I'm going to guess we'll probably set up 3 friendly exhibitions against teams that didn't qualify for the World Cup that mimic teams in our group, the way a lot of teams do, in the build-up.
Yep.
So we've got 7 or 8 games to finalize and refine our starting lineup for the World Cup. If we shit the bed against Ecuador, Australia, and Paraguay, and
There's a problem.
And then Uruguay's the real effing
They're
deal.
the real deal.
So I don't know what to expect out of that particular game, but you've had 3 in the build-up to it, so you better know who you want to play in that game.
Yeah.
And if you show up and play some bullshit like, hey, let's play a 3-6-1.
No. No.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Pac needs to start whittling this to a fine point. And if we aren't there yet,
that's on him. It's on him.
We are going to get embarrassed on home soil.
Sure.
And the only saving grace is that our president will have egg on his face sitting next to the head of another nation.
Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen.
That's rude. That's rude.
No, it's not rude. Guys, listen, we have come to the part in our show where it is the Hey Aaron segment. I have a special Hey Aaron segment. Because tonight, what we're going to do, and hopefully you guys can see this, is we are going to watch a video together, and Aaron is going to give his impression about this video. Now,
Okay,
let me set this up. Let me set it up.
Okay.
Northern Ireland accent trying to name footy football players.
Okay.
So let's go to that video.
Okay, we're gonna transition. We're gonna watch it, and then I think you guys will only be able to see the video, and then
Yes.
we'll come back to my reaction.
Those of you on Spotify and Apple, you'll be able to hear it.
Yeah, sorry.
Here we go.
This is the video portion.
This is wonderful.
the show,
This is
so
absolutely beautiful. I found this a couple days ago, and I said, I've got to be able to do this.
We're going to transition.
All right.
So you should be seeing the gram. Let's go to the gram.
There it is.
All right.
And
so,
hit that. Hit that.
Right, so let me. Can I?
Messi!
Holland!
It's Holland! Ireland Holland!
There it is.
Ireland Holland! Ah, that's it! Ireland!
All right. Oh, I see. Oh, it's that game. Oh, I get it. Okay. I get what's happening here. All right. So let me do this. Let me try to restart it.
You just went on vacation, my friend,
All right,
to
all
the
right.
wonderful British Isles, and I wanted to do this for you. So here we go.
Messi! Holland! It's Holland! Ireland Holland! Ah, that's it! Ireland Holland! Erling Holland! Still, he's just Bellingham! Jude Bellingham! That's a disgrace! Bellingham! It's Jude Bellingham! That's a disgrace! I don't believe I was flying through that. Bellingham! Jude Bellingham! Ah, that's a disgrace! This is cheating the hell out of me! I was going for world records again. Bellingham! It's Jude Bellingham! That's a disgrace! It's not Mo Salah! It's Bellingham! Bellingham! It doesn't even sound like a Mo Salah! That's cheating the hell out of me! I'd have done a world record there! You seen that? 1 minute 35! That's a disgrace! Mbappe!
Oh my God.
Okay,
man.
so hopefully you are back to us. Let's see here, a little transition. Okay, so there's it's a common kind of thing you see. It's a not a scroll. I guess it's a right to left movement, and obviously the the player. It looks like the FIFA FC team kind of card silhouette of the player. It comes up, and you've got to name it as it's getting to it. And the North Irish accent. If any of you have watched Peaky Blinders in the first season where Sam Neill is the constable or whatever, the detective from Belfast.
Yes.
He crushes the Northern Irish. I tell you what, having
Dairy Girls, right there.
Having just come back from Ireland,
yes,
the different accents, even from city to city, like little town to little town, really get you. And the best was, so we first got into Carsiveen, the city we were staying in. And by the way, that is spelled Cahersiveen, Carsiveen.
Wow.
We walked in, wanted to watch the United match. Immediately, they just gave me shit because, United fan from America, so whatever. But the best was, you could tell everybody in there was friends. We were at a bar called the Shebeen, which I first encountered that term in South Africa, so I thought it was South African. Turns out it's totally a British term, Shebeen. It just means a local gathering place or something like that, which is exactly what it is. But the best part was every time somebody new walked into the bar, they immediately began speaking Irish, which I've been told to not say Gaelic because Gaelic covers a lot of the old island languages in general,
man.
Whereas Old Irish is its own specific thing.
Wow.
And they I was like, that's not an accent. You're legit speaking another language. It's still alive in the Southwest down there. And then they'd say something and kind of look our direction, and they'd all kind of giggle. And I was like, all right, I get it, folks. That's good crack. I'm the American.
There you go.
I've got a good sense of humor. I get it. It is fun. But yeah, that's a good video. I've watched a couple different types of those videos where they have to match up the thing. So you know what? I tell you what. Oh, I closed it. Well, we'll share that video with you guys.
Yes, we will. Yes.
When we repost this, so you can see it was on the gram. But
oh my God,
definitely a good crack, as the Irish love to say. So.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to our final segment of the show. I think we will make the gram.
It's 7:52, and we started at 7:04, so we've got about 10 minutes. I won't take it. I
now in the we are now in the Aaron's final thoughts segment. This is my favorite segment of the show, guys. Listen, stop cheering. Stop. He's a modest human being. There you go.
The drunk
guys,
folks in the back.
This is where Aaron gets to send us off with some really good words. And listen, such a pleasure being here with you tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We love you. Aaron, what are your final thoughts for tonight?
Well, first off, I want to start with it's always a pleasure and a privilege to be able to travel around the world. Went to Ireland, and we were received just great. Everybody local, just the Irish are wonderful in general. Scotland was also a blast. Edinburgh is just one of those great historical cities. It was interesting to watch the news while we were abroad. Unfortunately, there was the issues going on with Israel and Gaza, and that dominates a lot, especially in Ireland. They're very sensitive, to oppressive regimes and things like that, and a lot of those people are very steadfast in their support of what's going on with Palestine. Let me rephrase that. Not what's going on, because unfortunately what's going on with Palestine right now isn't great, but they're very supportive of the Palestinians and their right to have an independent free state. Very, very angry about what's going on in Gaza, because they've obviously endured their own massacres at the hands of an oppressive regime. So there was a lot of protest, a lot of interesting political talk. It was very interesting to watch BBC and Sky and how they cover those types of issues and how they look at the United States. Trump was obviously about to visit the UK at the time.
Thank you, all the UK who came out to support that.
Well, they don't editorialize as much. Their news is very much like old school Walter Cronkite. Here's the news. Here's the facts. This is what went on. They don't really expound on things. They're not as big on, like cable news where it's essentially like social media and it's just 5 people standing around giving their opinion. They're very, very much about like, okay, this is when they're going to show up. This is what's going to go on. By the way, there's going to be protests, blah, 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 blah. So that was interesting to experience. And then to come back home and sadly experience the week that we experienced last week. I want to say on behalf of myself, and I believe this show and my good friend, Evan, there is no space in this world, in American politics and in the world in general, for political violence.
No,
it is.
Absolutely
It's
not.
unacceptable. It should be condemned.
Yep.
And that's it. There's a period to the end of it. What I will say is that we don't live in a vacuum. And there is a very strange irony in a certain segment of society who feels the best way to honor the memory of someone like Charlie Kirk, who, whether you agreed with his stance or not, and I did not, on almost every position he held.
Right.
But he has the right to hold those opinions and to express them.
Right to live,
as
right?
as ugly as they may be. So for his own supporters to turn around, and not all, certainly not painting that picture, but a certain segment, and certainly people in this administration who are using this as an opportunity to attempt to silence the free speech rights of the opposition, anybody who would speak without deifying, never mind criticism. If you aren't deifying and martyrizing Charlie Kirk, then you are not sufficiently loyal to the party line, and therefore, should be silenced. The irony is Charlie Kirk would say, "No, that's wrong." Even the speech you most disagree with, and the ACLU, by the way, who fights for the rights of people who disagree with the ACLU. You disagree with them, but they are fighting for your rights to say unspeakably terrible things. It's just strange to me, and we have reached a very, very bad place in this society when this is the result. And I want to take it a step further.
Sure.
To this day, we still don't truly understand the motivations of the person who chose to take Charlie Kirk's life. There is speculation all over the place. There are unsubstantiated rumors. There's information that comes from family that contradicts information that comes from friends. We just don't know. At the end of the day, I'm not sure how much that actually matters because there's no justification for it. You can disagree with Charlie Kirk all you want, but taking a rifle and murdering this man is not the way to advance your point of view. So we have got to figure out how to find some common ground. And I find it difficult. I truly do. I really, really struggle when I'm working my ass off to find common ground with people who, this isn't a difference of opinion. At times it's a difference of morality, and I'm sure they're looking back in the other direction and saying the same thing. It is our duty to figure out how to make this work, because this great experiment that we've had going on for a couple hundred years now is just that. It's an idea and an ideal that we all agreed to throw in on. And if we're no longer honoring that, then our days are numbered. And I think, Sit down, listen to somebody. It's difficult. It really is. It absolutely is. But if you do not do the hard work now, there will be no good work later. We will have rent asunder every bit of good effort that everyone who came before us has put in. So, as always, folks, I love you. I appreciate you tuning in. I apologize if this veers into politics in a way that you don't like, but I'm sorry, it affects all of us. And I think there's a way through this, but it is not going to be easy, and it's going to take all of us deciding that the things that make us uncomfortable are not as important as the things that bring us close together. We do have more in common than we have against one another. I truly believe that. There may be outliers, but here's the thing. The people perpetrating this, they are the outliers. Their voices are loud, but they're alone. There aren't many of them, and we have got to figure out how to unite and come together and say that this is wrong unequivocally. I don't personally know anybody who celebrated it, but I understand that there were people who maybe went too far in their response, and to that I condemn it. And we all need to. Everybody needs to look around and say, you know what? That's not acceptable. That is not going to be something that represents our point of view. And until we get to that point, we're going to continue to have this fight. And I believe we can overcome it, but it's going to take all of us. I love you. We love you.
Yes.
We will get through this together. And if we don't, you can find me in southwestern Ireland.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Enjoying a pint with the fine people of Carsavine.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for filling my potty break. Love you, Shelbs. Take care. Hey, guys, listen. You take care, too. We love you. Thank you for listening to the Red and Blue Soccer Chat. Peace. Oh, hashtag Black People Vote.
Hashtag say transgender.
Yes. We love you guys. Deuces.